Hey, what's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, I'm Lydia, and if you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, join the growing family, turn notifications on, and way down there give me a thumbs up because it really does help me out. Today we're doing a Q&A, part 2 of my big AF Q&A. I asked for more questions on Instagram and I got them. If you want to be in one of these videos, please go and follow me on Instagram. So yeah, let's roll the intro and get on with this. So the first question I've got is, what's the first thing you learned about coping with mental illness? So the first thing that I learned with coping with mental illness was when I was about 5. I learned that it was better to keep my hallucinations private because no one believed what I was seeing. Now, that's not only a coping skill, but it's a way of avoiding judgment, and that was the first thing that I learned. Because even at a young age, you know it's not normal. Like, if you see something that someone else doesn't see, that's not normal. How are you? I'm okay, I didn't sleep last night. Which, if you're watching this and you haven't seen part 1, it's up there. But yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm taking it easy today. I'm going ice skating tomorrow morning. And it's either going to be painful, fun, painful or fun. Yeah, there is no other option. Next is, what's your favourite movie? Now, my favourite film of all time is Shawshank Redemption. But next to that, it has to be Sully, Miracle on the Hudson. My comfort film is The Lorax. What was the first sign of mental illness you showed? So, the first well, it was a hallucination, but that's not how I wanted to phrase it. The first major thing that happened for me was a hallucination. And I was about 5. And I was seeing bright lights in the sky. And I said, Mum, look at the lights up there that I made with my eyes. She's like, there's no lights up there. So, that was my first experience of mental illness. At the time, I did not know what mental illness was. And yeah, I just kind of had to go with that. What has your experience with Manjaro been, and what dose do you take? I take 5 milligrams of Manjaro once a week on Mondays. My experience with it's been pretty good. I've lost a lot of weight on it. My blood sugars have become more manageable, which is why I'm prescribed it. I'm prescribed it to manage my blood sugars, not for weight loss. The weight loss is just a bonus. If you had only a week to live, what would you do? A week? I'd probably go and be with my family. Yeah, I would want to be around my family. Is my honest answer. Are you really autistic? Yes. What's one side effect of your medication you'd get rid of in a heartbeat? The one side effect I get from haloperidol, you're going to be surprised that it's not dystonia, but that is annoying. It's the chewing that I do. So when I'm not talking, I'm chewing my gums and just you can't tell, but I'm chewing. I do it all the fucking time. And not fun. At all. Don't recommend. That would be the one side effect I'd get rid of. What's the scariest hallucination you've ever had? So the scariest hallucination I ever had wasn't a psychotic hallucination. It was an overdose-induced hallucination. And basically, I saw this man and dog the other side of the road, and I went over to him. I can't remember why. But then when I got over to the side of the road, he transformed into the rest of the dog. Oh yeah, the scariest hallucination I've ever had. So it turned into this dog. So he came running towards me. I ran off. Then suddenly birds started flying into me, like ghost birds. It still haunts me to this day. If I see anything like that, I just walk in the opposite direction. But if I see a man with a dog, I'm gone. Because it brings back too many memories. Do the voices that you hear change depending on your mood? For me, no, they don't. For other people, maybe they do. Was it challenging to accept your diagnosis? Not really. It's the only things that really fit with what I experience. Because I was diagnosed bipolar at 13. Then I was diagnosed with BPD at 17. Then I was diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, depression. All the works. And then last year I had a really good psychiatrist who tried to lower my dose of medication. Check out that video up there. Who said you have schizoaffective disorder, and it kind of fit with what I was experiencing, so it wasn't a challenging thing to learn what my mental illness was. Like, getting the correct diagnosis mattered to me, and I do believe that I do have the correct diagnosis now. What has been the absolute hardest aspect of living with schizoaffective on a daily basis? Ooh, that's a good question. The hardest thing, I'd say not knowing if you're going to wake up in a manic episode or a depressive episode, normal, not normal. You know. But I say that's the hardest thing about living with schizoaffective disorder, is not knowing how you're going to wake up. Would you get a chip on your brain if it was effective in treating schizoaffective disorder? Yes. I would. Nobody wants to live with a mental illness. And that's all the questions I've got. Thank you for watching, and if you're new, subscribe. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.